snipers, and he's pinned down in a warehouse up ahead. Go ahead, he's relying on you.
Welcome back. Well, if you've been thinking that the war's been a little bit tame so far, well, follow Freeman is going to give you a little bit of a rude awakening. Because we're not just dealing with one sniper here. No, as a matter of fact, as we approach here, yeah, this is a crossfire of snipers. The city is becoming progressively more war-torn as we get further in. And so, yeah, things are about to get, like, more and more intense. Just facing bigger and bigger challenges. Things are also generally looking just broken down and absolutely ramshackle.
Maybe you can help him. Snipers trapped him up on that warehouse roof. He was going for a cache of grenades, but I doubt he can get to them now. Go on, Dr. Freeman. Dr. Freeman, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, they, more or less, like, if you didn't get it back in the train yard, then, well, here we go. They outright just say, use grenades. And rightly should. Because, well, as mentioned, we are going to actually need to take care of these snipers. Always satisfying. Yeah, this place is, well, it's seen better days, let's say. Still, though, doesn't mean we can't borrow a few things.
Help! Somebody up there! Help me! Help me! We thought we'd be safer down here. Little we know the place was infested. The rest of them headed upstairs. They took the chance with the snipers. I guess they're still up there.
Well, we're a little bit busy here, and I don't see any med kits around, so I guess, yeah, good luck to this guy, because I don't want to spoil anything, but we're not going back for him. Kind of peculiar, actually, that they do something like this where, yeah, you'd think that the natural inclination would be for the player to try to find a way to help the guy, but I think we physically are incapable of doing so. Oh, these guys are making a mess of things. Yeah, fast zombies are intimidating, but they don't actually do much. Like, their big old jump attack didn't even really, like, chip off too much of the armor. And, honestly, yeah. The Combines seem, like, oddly like they really hate zombies. I guess the parasitics sort of go against their philosophy of order and the, what would you call it?
Over here! Gordon, I can't move. These snipers got me pinned down. Gordon, lob a couple grenades. That'll clear them out.
You know what, I'll think about this. Right now, we have more snipers to clear out. Did we miss somebody? I think that somebody might have fallen off. Hold on, are they just shooting birds now?
Gordon, take out these snipers, would you? The grenades, Gordon!
What do you think I'm doing? And actually, though, hand grenades aren't the only way you can take these guys down. Like, you can also fire a rocket into their nest, and that'll take them out. I didn't actually try the SMG grenades, but, you know, I think that that would work too. I don't see any reason why not.
You're quite the returning hero these days, Gordon.
So, here's Barney, protagonist du jour. Except, of course, he's left his protagonist days behind him, and he's now just, well, a very chatty hanger-on. You'll see.
Let me get this gate. My civil protection status still gives me limited clearance. Did you hear a cat just now? That damn thing haunts me.
Ah, that's hilarious. He's traumatized. Wait, that's not funny at all.
Watch the head humpers, Gordon!
Yeah, the head humpers are so far down the totem pole at this point, it's not even funny. Well, this seems to be an obvious setup for something. Well, I'll just solve this. Or... Alright, maybe a different approach is required. What was it that Barney said? Ah, yes. The grenades, Gordon. Yeah, it seems like it really did the trick. Honestly, I feel like the explosive barrels, despite being an invitation for mischief, can kind of backfire on you way too easily.
Building up ahead. A bank or a museum or something like that. Whatever the hell it used to be, now it's a nexus for Overwatch in City 17. It's the main source of pain for this part of town, thanks to a huge suppression device. It's raining down hell from the roof of that place. There it is, the Overwatch nexus. Looks like they're mobilizing big time. You can sort of see the gate from here. I'll show you when we get to street level. We'll have to get in that building to open the gate. Even then, the suppression device will, suppress anyone coming through unless we shut it down. Then let's go!
I mean, it's only a giant plaza and a big old government building. What's the worst that could happen?
So much for stealth. We've been spotted!
Now what else is new? This isn't really what you call a stealth game to begin with. So yeah, what is a suppression device? Well, I can guarantee that whatever you think it is, well, yeah, it's a laser mortar gun.
Here, take this med kit.
First, we gotta get into the Nexus
Patch
building.
yourself off.
Yes.
And, yeah, you can basically guarantee that everyone who's following behind you is going to just kind of get it.
Heard that thing from down here, Gordon. We'll have to shut it down from inside. Get down! Here they come!
It's actually kind of hard to get a word in edgewise in this chapter. Everyone is trying to talk to you. Even me.
I fear they have looked upon even me with suspicion. So much for serving as humanity's representative. Help me win back their trust, Dr. Freeman. Surrender while you still can.
Now you can tell, like, how desperate Breen is getting when he's trying to beg us directly now. Like, you remember how a few days ago he was talking about how inconsequential we were? Oh. And oh yeah, NPC resistance is still in effect, so yeah. Barney can take a big old space laser right to the head, and he can't even get killed by it.
Hey! Let us out of here!
Let him out, Gordon. We could use their help.
Dr. Freeman, wait! We'll come with you.
I mean, sure. Means there's one less shot firing my way.
For me and one for me.
By the way, in case you're wondering, the suppression device has nothing to do with the suppression field. You know, that thing that the Combine were using to prevent the human race from procreating? Yet they're not, like, enforcing celibacy with orbital lasers. That'd just be silly. Now, why in the world is there, like, this little cubby hole over here? I mean, I guess this is a government building
Take this med kit.
of some kind, and it probably was not originally designed to be some sort of impregnable fortress. But nonetheless, they're doing the best they can with it. And that is a suspicious number of grenades.
Uh-oh, turrets. Hey, you've got the HEV suit. You deal with them. Then I'll work the security console.
Yeah, this is a little bit odd. Like, normally, Combine tech is meant to be mobile. Just stuff that they can deploy at a moment's notice. But no, for some reason they just set up a whole bunch of, like, stationary turrets. Just put it right in the floor there.
Uh-oh, drop ships. They'll
Yep.
be coming from the roof. If we want to get through these shields, we'll have to take out the generators one at a time.
And of course by we, they mean I'm going to have to do it. Yeah, as it turns out, nobody in the rebellion thought to bring grenades. Not like I would be really trusting them to know how to use them anyhow. And this is actually going to be a bit of a surprise, but yeah, this whole building here, whatever function it used to serve, it's actually somewhat open-ended. Not immediately obvious, of course, but yeah, like there are a number of places you can handle which are either optional paths or just objectives you can take care of in any order.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit interesting. Like, this kind of more open-ended design. Normally the game is pretty linear, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep these guys over here for now, because, yeah, this is a double... Yeah, I thought I told you guys to stay put. I tell ya, these AI controls are like... What's even the point of giving them tactical controls if you can't even get them to do anything?
3 generators to disable. Might as well start with this one. Hey, you've got Eli's gravity gun. Try giving those generators a jolt and see if you can shake them up a bit.
Fun fact, actually.
2 more generators to go.
Those orbs, when they're flying around,
Overwatch owns the roof, and that's where we're headed.
yeah, they can actually hurt you, like, while they're bouncing around the walls. Can't kill you, per se. At least not easily, but... yeah, you could potentially end up conking yourself in the face with an orb. Alright.
You say.
let's see if these folks will actually stay put this time. You know, for some reason Barney, like, shouts for help a lot, but, you know, he used to be in the whole, like, protagonist gig, you know? Like, he should be able to handle this. It feels so strange that, like, Calhoun here is presented as being somewhat, like, not entirely useless, but definitely more of a plucky comic relief. Anyway, as I said, you can kind of tackle this in any order, and I think this is actually meant to be third.
Wow. With that much security, there must be something good in there. Go for it, Doc. I'll wait here till you shut it down.
But, you know, second, third, what does it matter? It's a repeat of everyone's favorite, you know, obstacle course with a bunch of lasers, only instead of blowing up the room, triggering the lasers will instead bring down a bunch of really sturdy turrets that'll just kind of start filling you with holes. Not a good time. And, yeah. You're not gonna die immediately, but you might as well just reload if you fail, because, well, they will tear you to pieces. But we're done. Sounds like someone's having a real party up there.
Excuse me.
One generator to go.
Now here's where something a little bit funny happens, if memory serves. Like, yeah, tactical mastermind that I am, I just run off and kind of leave my my troops to deal with problems themselves, and yep. Things are going to start going pretty south pretty quickly. And I guess that's sort of what happens when you leave your tactical planning in the hands of someone who has never, you know, led troops in his life. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. But hey, you know what? If it's all for the cause of liberating humanity, I'm sure... Yeah, okay, I'm not going to finish that sentence. Yeah, this room doesn't feel like a trap at all.
Oh, Gordon! We're surrounded! I don't like the looks of this.
I actually don't like the looks of this either, or really the experience of it. Because you see, what happens is they're just gonna kind of like fire at you from the outside and then really slowly start digging their way in. And it's like you're basically on their pace. Like if they take their sweet time actually getting started with opening the door, then yeah, you're just kind of sitting here for a long, long time.
Try using the hoppers against us.
Interesting.
Set some traps for them, Gordon.
I did. Oh boy. When we get to episode 1, this whole experience with Barney is going to seem very funny. And wouldn't you know it, our one trap did absolutely nothing. But yeah, not to spoil things too much, but Valve tried to make a great effort with their later games to not have these really like bossy, kind of annoying AI companions who will be constantly telling you to do stuff and trying to hurry you along. Because, well, that can get kind of irritating. Pretty quickly, actually. Alright, I'm just gonna nip this in the bud, I think. I don't think I necessarily have to shut that down, but I want to. Because those things are irritating. And thankfully, that's the last we've seen of them.
That's it, they're all down. That'll shut down the suppressor on the roof as well. Let's head for the roof now, Gordon.
That sounds like good advice.
Access is this way.
Yeah, the game kind of keys you in, or cues you in, I should say, by putting a big old exit sign over where you need to go next. I think that's a little bit clever. Hey, do you think that we have to go to the roof? I feel like there's something telling me that the roof is where we have to go.
Roof access is this way.
Ooh, wow. Yes, we are heading for the roof. My golly. Like, what were they thinking with this guy?
Get away from there. There's our gate. Let me just get it open. Done. I'm gonna stay
Dr.
here
Freeman, wait.
and keep these
We'll
gates
come with
open
you.
long enough to make a difference. Go on up and connect the sky bridge. We need to let reinforcements come through from every possible direction. If any more citizens come through, I'll send them up to find you. See you when I see you, Gordon.
Do you find it a little bit weird that there's just a rocket launcher sitting right here in the middle of this of a stairway, like where we previously couldn't even access it? Like, these rocket launchers are specifically, designed to be homing in on gunships. It's not like it's a Combine design, so what's that rocket launcher even doing there? Ah well, it is a game, it follows game rules, do not worry about the game being a bit gamey. I feel somewhat impressed about that shot, if I do say so myself. And oh yes, a rocket crate. That is definitely not indicative of a vehicle fight coming up in the very near future. Not in the slightest. Hey, there's that vehicle I said wouldn't be coming. Yeah, it's just It's a gunship fight. We've done it before, and we know how it's done now. That being said, yeah, really catchy song. Yeah, that Strider down there on the street level is not actually just there for decoration. It will just fill you full of holes. I think in terms of just how quickly you can have your health bar decrease, like Striders stand like head and shoulders above the rest. They will just like fire constantly, basically only stopping for a very brief moment. And well, yeah, you can hear it. Like they are actively like shooting, and I assume are actual people on the street. I don't know how much of the stuff, you know, in the background is actually happening. But it does give you the feel like there's a big old war going on, and I like that. So, yet another case where you're just having to sit here and wait for the Combine to open the door for you. Kind of weird that they keep doing that. Like, you think that the best way for them to stop Gordon Freeman would be for them to just put these impregnable doors up right in front of his path and then just kind of sit behind them until Gordon gets bored. Oh yeah, these guys will sometimes, I mean all the time, tell you that you need to reload. It's a thing. I honestly feel like Valve were trying to be helpful with that. It's just that, you know, they overcompensated is all. And
Freeman, since you shut off the suppressor and opened the gate, we can really move people through now. The Combine's gonna feel the squeeze. We dropped a crate of rockets coming across the plaza. If you can make it there, you should have everything you need to take down these Striders.
yeah, like they'll definitely correct it in episode 1. Anywho, what was that about Striders? Plural? Just pretend you didn't see that, okay? But, yeah, Striders are significantly more mobile than you would think. Like, they can just crouch down and peek into places, and just generally, like, it's hard to hide from them. And a matter of fact, like, if you try to, like, be underneath them, like, there's an attack that they'll do where they'll actively, like, stomp on you and kill you in one hit. That is kind of cool. But honestly, though, I think the problem is just that, well, they're just too hard to kill. Striders, they take 7 rockets in order to deal with, and in the time that it takes for you to prime another rocket, they're already going to be back, like, firing again. So, in a lot of cases, a battle with a Strider out in the open is just an invitation to have them just chew through your health in seconds. And it's, well... yeah, I want to like them. Like, they have a really cool design. But in execution, like the way the game is designed, where you can only have 3 rockets, it means that there's a lot of time spent basically shooting at them and seemingly like not really accomplishing anything, while they can just, in one really bad moment, just completely like eat you alive. And yeah, the game isn't gonna like go easy on you with them. Though I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe that this whole confrontation here, you don't actually need to defeat them. Like, I think that they make it look like you have to defeat the Striders, but as a matter of fact, yeah, you can just, I think anyway, continue on your way and just leave these Striders behind. Which, you know, like, I'm not gonna say, like, once again, like, I'm a broken record here, but really the Resistance does not appear to have any kind of a plan, any kind of a long-term goal. Like, no offense, but the Combine are not gonna run out of robots. You can't just win by force of military might, so is there some kind of tactical goal they're pursuing here? Any kind of victory condition that they can achieve here on the ground? And, well, I mean, we'll see, but it's going to take what amounts to basically almost a certain degree of bullshit in order to actually accomplish anything meaningful in this war. Otherwise, we're just kind of kicking around at Combine just because, well, resisting is all we can really do right now. I mean, we are theoretically getting somewhere, but we're not going to be actually able to see like what we're accomplishing until basically near the end of this chapter. And I think, you know, I'll see you then.